Welcome to the next video in the Home Depot Retail Media Plus On-Site Advertising Training 101 series, where we will talk about how to launch an auction banner campaign. Now that we've completed the sponsored products campaign setup process, let's take a look at how to do the same with auction banners. Auction banners at the Home Depot require you to also have access to another service platform called RevJet. RevJet powers the creative process behind building the visual component of the banner campaign. If you do not have access to RevJet, please reach out to us at Home Depot at PromoteIQ.com so that we can request access to RevJet on your behalf. Because RevJet is not powered by PromoteIQ, we typically lean on our partners at the Home Depot to walk you through how to build the creative component of your banner campaigns in RevJet. We have a pre-recorded video training and additional resources to help you with this. Once you've built your creative in RevJet and it's been approved, you'll move over to PromoteIQ to build the actual campaign. Before you begin campaign setup, you'll want to confirm that your creative is available in the PromoteIQ platform. You can do this by clicking on the Creative tab from the left-hand side menu. Only creatives listed as available, as seen in the status column in the middle of the screen, are able to render on-site and in-app. You can also click the checkbox that says Available Only up here to see only creatives that are available. You can also preview your creative by clicking on the thumbnail in the right-hand corner. If your desired creative is not shown or the information looks incorrect, please reach out to Home Depot at PromoteIQ.com for assistance. When you're ready to create your campaign, click on the left campaign navigation button and click New Campaign. If you have access to multiple brands, you'll want to again just make sure the correct brand is selected and ensure that banner placement is selected this time. Then we're going to click Next. Similar to PLA campaigns, there are 3 steps to set up an auction banner campaign. The first is going to be the campaign configuration screen, then content selection and target selection again. In the configuration step, you'll set up campaign parameters similar to PLA campaigns. The placement type should automatically show as auction banner. You'll then want to determine what the campaign is called once again. Things to consider when naming your campaign are going to be category, time frame, inventory type, and in this case, it's a banner. This is what will appear in reporting, so we recommend using something that will indicate the parameters in your reporting tool. The next field is going to be billing source again. Within billing source, you'll have the same 4 options to choose from, and this indicates how the campaign will be billed. The most commonly used source of billing is cost of goods sold, or commonly referred to as COGS. This will deduct the spend of your campaign from your monthly statement as a vendor with Home Depot. The next option is going to be invoice. This means that the campaign spend will be billed via invoice, and this requires additional approvals and setup from the Home Depot in the form of an online form submission. The next is the second most common billing option, which is going to be incremental contract. This is to be used if you have a contract with the Home Depot and requires that contract number in the next step as well. The last option is an internal billing source only to be used by the Home Depot for private brands. Once again, the contract number field is optional to the campaign setup process, as stated earlier, and only required if the campaign is being billed to a contract that you have. If you have a contract set up with the marketing team, you'll input the contract number in this field and the campaign will be billed to that contract. Now we'll set the campaign status again. We're going to use active for this example. Again, you can select paused if you want to launch your campaign at a later date, but 99% of the time you'll want to set this as active, even if your campaign is launching in the future. Next, we'll determine your budget. We'll select a budget interval. As a reminder, if you hover over, we'll give you definitions of what each budget interval means. You can choose to have your budget refreshed daily, weekly, or you can choose a lifetime budget that does not repeat if you're promoting a short-term or limited time offering. Otherwise, you'll want to select the recurring campaign option. Remember, you can still set an end date for recurring campaigns. You'll see here, as I enter a lifetime budget of $10,000, I'll have to enter a start and end date. If I wanted to only spend $1,000 a month that recurs, you can also select an end date by selecting this bullet here. For banner campaigns, we recommend running them for at least 4 weeks. Avoid scheduling campaigns that will run after your creative has expired by double checking your creative expiration dates and aligning your campaign flight dates accordingly. If you are setting up a recurring campaign schedule, make sure your creatives are updated in RevJet and extend their expiration dates so that the campaign does not go dark on site. If your selected creative is expired in RevJet, your campaign will not run on site. Next, you'll have the same pacing options as PLA campaigns again. You'll want to select dynamic pacing if you want to ensure you don't spend through your budget too quickly over the time period of your campaign. Dynamic pacing allows for your budget to automatically optimize to ideal spend levels during heightened traffic periods, while still spending evenly across your entire campaign lifecycle. ASAP pacing tries to spend through the budget as quickly as possible and can be a good option for time-sensitive promotions and holidays. For this example, we'll keep the pacing at dynamic. Finally, we'll need to set your CPM bid. You can see this ad placement has a minimum CPM bid range between $20 and $40. This is going to be dependent on the targets you select further on in the process. We recommend starting at $40 or above to ensure your campaign has a better chance of being eligible for as many auctions as possible. So let's set our bid to $40. As a reminder, the Promote IQ system works on a second price auction model for both product listing ads and auction banners. This is where the system automatically optimizes your bid to only pay 1 penny higher than the next closest bidder. This means you won't necessarily pay your maximum bid amount in the case that you win an auction. After setting your bid, we're going to click Next and move on to the content section of the campaign builder. Within the content portion of the campaign builder, you'll select the creatives you'd like to include in your campaign. What you'll see on this page is a list of available creatives. You can check the status and the expiration date of the creatives in here as well. As a reminder, you can only run creatives that show a status of available. Please ensure that your creative has not expired. To do this, make sure that your campaign end date is either before or on the expiration date of your selected creative. Remember in the previous step when we selected a campaign end date? We should be okay with these campaigns creative expiring since they don't have an expiration date listed. If you do select a creative with an expiration date after the campaign end date, you'll receive an error message when trying to save or launch your campaign. The dimensions of each creative are also listed here. If the creative is versioned for different placement types, that will be served on various pages in an on-site versus an in-app. We suggest selecting all sizes of the creative you are using so that your campaign can serve across all slots and all devices. In the far right-hand side, you'll see a small mock-up of the creative, which you can also click on to preview. After you have your creative selected, we'll click Next. In the last step of your auction banner campaign setup, you will see all available target criteria for your campaign. The available targets reflect the categories that apply to the products you are promoting in the selected creatives. We also include the local ad page as a target, which also suppliers are eligible to serve on. As covered earlier in the banner creative build training video, this is determined by the product you selected for your creative within RevJet. The OMS ID that's typically in the banner creative is the targeting that's going to pull into your available target criteria. So because we selected a creative targeting board and wheel sports, these are the targets that are going to be eligible. The default option is going to be, again, to select all available targets to maximize visibility across all categories. You'll see several related target category pages, as well as a local ad page here. You can also select and deselect targets as you wish, but again, we recommend starting off with everything selected. If you're not yet ready to launch your campaign at this point, you can click Save in the top right-hand corner. Otherwise, when you're ready to launch, click the Launch button in the bottom right-hand corner, and your campaign will be live within the hour. That concludes our auction banner campaign setup process. Be sure to check out the rest of our 101 education series to learn more about other topics related to on-site advertising. If you have any questions, please contact us at homedepot@promoteiq.com.